Thank you, Brock Boeser. What a guy. A player in Vancouver colors whose effort and determination has gone unmatched throughout the years. A player whose loyalty to the organization has been questioned by GMs doubting his worth, fans that are talking smack, and a whole bunch of other factors that have contributed to Brock Boeser's heroic story with this team. And for a former Vancouver Canucks superstar who hasn't scored a goal since November. My goodness, thank the heavens that Brock Boeser was finally able to score a goal tonight. That's the only goal that Vancouver scored as they lost 4-1 to the Columbus Blue Jackets. Yet another game where Vancouver succumbs 4+ goals on the night. The Canucks have now lost 6 straight in regulation, and when you add on the loser point games, Vancouver has lost a total of 9 games. Yeah, the Vancouver Canucks have not won a game in 2026. Vancouver saw winning in their agenda, and they're like, nah, sorry, that's not for us this year. We'll just let other teams pass us by. Which is great because the Winnipeg Jets are destroying the Minnesota Wild right now, 6-1, which widens the gap between Vancouver and the second worst team in the National Hockey League. At this rate, the second worst team is going to be Calgary. But the Flames are indeed beating the Blackhawks right now at the time of recording this audio. Everything is going well for Vancouver. It's a wonderful day for the Canucks. I feel like Proximus Caesar. What a wonderful day! Because the Vancouver Canucks have a regulation loss, and the 2 other worst teams in the league are winning right now. Hey, Jim Rutherford said that was their goal, to get the highest draft pick possible. So, yeah. We'll wait and see whether or not that actually happens. At this point, just watching the Vancouver Canucks in a game against Columbus, I'm more excited just to see the guys on my fantasy team for CBJ score some points and put some numbers up on the board than I am to see the Vancouver Canucks go out there and try to win. Try to win indeed, they did have a pretty decent effort, but ultimately falter 4-1. The power play wherein Brock Boeser scored was a pretty good one. The Canucks had some good movement, nice mobility, nice passing. Brock got robbed by Elvis Merzlikins before he buried his second attempt. But it was 3-0 Columbus already at that point in the game. Everything started out in the first period where Charlie Coyle netted a power play goal on a magnificent deke in front. He gets the pass right in front of Kevin Lankinen, goes quickly forehand, backhand, and then roofs it upstairs. What a beautiful play. I mean, that was absolutely not something that I think Lankinen was expecting. The patience for Coyle to be able to just dangle the pants off of him. Quickly making it 2-0 in the second period, just 5 minutes in. You had Kirill Marchenko, who found himself a loose puck after a face-off on the boards. Marchenko waltzed over to the face-off dot, walked right in, he shot and scored. Meanwhile, the Canucks D-man, I'm sorry, Marcus Pettersson, he ended up falling down and totally losing his edge on the skate there. Marchenko with no real interference to deal with. He ends up just walking it in and burying it. 5 minutes later, Zach Werenski makes it 3-0 on the man advantage. He rips a shot from the right face-off circle. He's got a lot of room. He's got some space. He walks right in, snipes it. It's a good goal. And then you have the Brock Boeser goal to make things 3-1 with 5 minutes to go in the second. Zeev Buium goes over to Petey. He crosses it over to Brock, who walks in, shoots, and scores. The Canucks can't buy goals at this point in 25-26. But at the very least, Elias Pettersson and Zeev Buium are continuing to score points. Brock Boeser finally getting the monkey off of his back. His first goal since the end of November. It's been over a month. The guy was barely even getting any shots through before today's game. So finally, getting the monkey off of his back is something that I think every Canucks fan can be happy for. It doesn't really matter, though, as Kent Johnson gets a goal 10 minutes into the third period, assisted by Boone Jenner and Damon Severson. The Canucks get caught on a bad pinch, and it's a 2-on-1. Boone Jenner goes cross to Johnson, who then finds the back of the net. It's a pretty good rush here, and Vancouver with the defensive mistakes. These are the kinds of things where it's like, yeah, no, Adam Foote was really good with the Canucks defense the past few years, so with a decor like this, what's happening here? I get it, a lot of these guys are young. There are going to be some mistakes made, but the D pair that was out was Myers and Pettersson this time. I mean, you can't be allowing yourself to get walked there, Marcus Petey, by Boone Jenner. Jenner is on my fantasy team, so I was happy to see him get the assist. I actually cheered when Kent Johnson scored there. But with all that said, I mean, what else is there to talk about? Vancouver lost. I don't even want to bring up the highlights. I don't want to do anything like that. I'm just another jaded and non-serious Canuck fan going out there and talking about this game. You know what we can do? We can go over some of the trade updates. We had ourselves some tweets made about Vancouver Canucks guys. Yes, take a look at this. Rick Dollywell said earlier yesterday on Donnie and Dolly that teams are waiting on if Kiefer Sherwood is going to be healthy at the Olympic break before trading for him. Okay, that's an interesting narrative. We can talk about that a little bit. Well, the thing is, Kiefer Sherwood, his injury isn't as serious as, let's say, some of the other injuries we have seen in Vancouver the past little while. It's no Philip Hedl, Derek Forbort, Teddy Bluger type injury. It's something a lot lighter than that. Obviously, knock on wood, let's hope it stays that way. But if teams around the NHL are more so thinking about Sherwood as a healthy trade target rather than just a trade target in general, then I do kind of get a bit worried as to whether or not Vancouver is going to be able to make this deal. They might honestly hold on to him if they can't get a team to bite on what it is they want as an ask. And if other teams are only really going to be convinced to make a trade for Sherwood if he is healthy, then that adds a few extra layers of difficulty that I didn't think were there prior to Sherwood's injury. I know there was a lot of buzz heading into the road trip that, Sherwood might have already played his last game in Vancouver as a Vancouver Canuck, and while that aspect of it certainly is noteworthy, now I'm starting to think that there's a real possibility that he comes back, especially with the Olympic break coming in store. We understand that there is a real trade deadline that'll happen after the Olympics, but NHL teams are going to want to lock and load and have a picture of their own teams mentally before the Olympic break goes down. So I do think that that's going to present a few extra obstacles that we might not have anticipated. Either way, seems like Vancouver has already been offered a bunch of stuff for Sherwood. Decent prospects, second-round picks, but they want the first-round pick and whatever other prospect they can get too. So it seems like it's not the easiest thing for Vancouver to do at the moment, but you can let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. How do you feel about this Kiefer Sherwood trade update? Also, how do you feel about the Canucks losing 4-1 to the Columbus Blue Jackets? No serious editing in this one. I kind of realize that the videos getting edited heavier doesn't actually result in better reception or views, so, what exactly is there to do here? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below about the Canucks, Sherwood, the Blue Jackets game, and more. I hope you enjoyed this video. And bye.